Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome or welcome back to Chef Vic Cuisine. Today we are making a loaded potato. Better than any type of restaurant style you can find, with this recipe you can make this great side dish right at home. So let's get started. Alright, so to get things started, we're going to preheat our oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit or 204 degrees Celsius. For this recipe, we're going to use 4 large russet potatoes. We want to seek out a spud with the right amount of starchy goodness. Russet potatoes are your best buds for that fluffy interior that can handle all the toppings you'll throw at it. We now want to prick the potatoes with a fork all over. Poking holes in the skin allows the steam to escape. Otherwise, they could explode. It doesn't happen all the time, but it happens every once in a while. Potatoes are full of water that it's trying to turn into steam as it bakes, so we want to make sure we give it some pathways to release. And once we've poked them all, we want to wrap each potato in aluminum foil. Transfer these wrapped potatoes onto a baking sheet and bake these for 1 hour or until they become soft. And while the potatoes are baking, let's prepare the rest of the ingredients we'll need for this recipe. Starting off, we're going to need 4 slices of bacon that we're going to cook until it becomes crispy. Later on, we're going to chop up this crispy bacon as a topping for our loaded potato. We're also going to need 3 stalks of green onion, thinly sliced along the length, which we're going to use as a garnishment for this recipe. So after the hour of baking is up, we want to remove the potatoes from the oven, allow them to cool slightly as we break up our bacon into small bits, separating them into 4 equal portions for our potatoes. Now you want to carefully unwrap the potato from the aluminum foil and cut a slip on top of them lengthwise. You now want to gently scrape out the flesh from each potato and place them into a medium-sized bowl for now. In the new opening of the potato, we want to add a thin sprinkling of kosher salt and black pepper to the remaining inside of the potatoes. We're going to follow that up by adding a tablespoon of unsalted butter, a tablespoon of sour cream, a portion of the green onions, reserving some for later, and half the cheddar cheese and half the bacon crumbles evenly between the 4 potatoes into the openings. In total, we're going to need about 3/4 cup of cheddar cheese that's been shredded and divided. We're now going to spoon the potato filling that was scraped out in the beginning back into each potato, allowing the excess filling to collect on top. You want to sprinkle the tops of each potato evenly with a little more kosher salt and black pepper and add on the remaining portion of cheddar cheese. Repeat this for the remaining potatoes, and then we will return these potatoes back to the oven and bake them for 5 more minutes or until the cheese has just melted. After that point, we want to remove the potatoes from the oven and garnish them with the remaining amount of bacon bits and chopped green onions. And with that final step, these loaded potatoes are ready to be served and enjoyed. And just like that, you've made a loaded potato right at home. Don't limit yourself just to bacon and cheese with these loaded potatoes. You can explore a world of possibilities. Pulled pork, caramelized onions, sauteed mushrooms, or even a sprinkle of spicy jalapenos can add that extra oomph to your spuds. It's my hope that your loaded potatoes are flavorful and that your taste buds are forever grateful for this deliciousness that you create. And when you do create this recipe at home yourselves, be sure to tag me at Chef Vic Cuisine or hashtag Chef Vic Cuisine so I can see your great takes on this dish. As always, this recipe and many more can be found in my cookbook, Chef Vic Cuisine Volume 3, Upgrading Your Inner Chef. And that's available on Amazon, and I'll be sure to leave a link to that in my description box. And feel free to click the pop-up on your screen for more information on that as well. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and if you did, make sure you smash that like button for me. It's one of the best ways to show support for this channel. And if you're new to the channel, my name is Victor, and welcome to Chef Vic Cuisine. It's my goal to create new recipes for you each and every week that you can make at home for yourself, your family, or your friends. So if that sounds good to you, make sure you click that subscribe button too. And sharing is caring, so if you enjoyed this recipe and think someone else will too, feel free to share this with all your family and friends. And stay tuned for next week, where I show you how to make a 5-star quality dessert that is a lot easier than you think, my chocolate ball surprise. Well, thank you all again so much for watching. I truly do appreciate it. From you subscribing to the channel, you'll receive detailed, easy to follow instructions and demonstrations, empowering you to recreate your favorite creations with confidence and success in your own kitchens. You can always check out more recipes on my page now. YouTube thinks you'll like this recipe, so let's see if they're right. And I'll catch you next time on another episode of Chef Vic Cuisine. And until then, peace.